Welcome once again for another Morning Time Live. Hopefully, notifications, smoke signals, iMessages, text messages, whatever go out where people can actually get this particular live stream to actually have an interaction. If not, I'll still do something speaking on the topic of becoming more knowledgeable. Things that you think, oh, that's just a coincidence. It's no coincidences within life. They want you to think that. Think about it. Governmental. Govern your mental. I don't believe anything that is governmental is all meant to put you to sleep consciously. And as you can see, so many of our people are waking up from this particular type of amnesia. So with that being said, hopefully, some of my regulars, some of the newbies can fall in here and, we can get a diverse conversation going about this particular topic, becoming more knowledgeable. Not only we're moving into a new decade, or I jumped the gun, but that's what we're moving into. We're moving into a new year, but a new decade. A lot of people don't see that. The 2020 will be a new decade. You figure 10 years from there, we'll be in the 2030s if, you're so graced to still be within this realm, And with that being said, we just got to level up the way that we think about things. We can't stay within the old because technology is constantly moving. And it's not moving necessarily for your benefit. They basically want you to stay stuck within certain paradigms so, they can profit off of you in new type of ways. And the way that I would think would be more beneficial is not to be profitable for someone else. Matter of fact, you want to make their books go into the red when they're dealing with you, and your books go into the black. Because when you look at it, a lot of these corporations, they already profit off of you on the under. And when I say on the under, when you get on these smartphones and you hit like buttons and you hit certain things, they sell your information and they profit off of that. You can't get any of that revenue that they're making off of you. But they don't want to tell the public that, They don't want people like myself or others that, are versed within this for you to know that. But it's more the things that you see that happen every day within the world, it just points you in the direction like someone's making a profit off it. Why do they market towards me so much? Why, if I'm around, not even your own cell phone, but anybody else's cell phone, you speak certain ways, certain ads pop up for the certain conversations you're having. And if you're the one that have, I call it a bug, but those echo dots and them smart speakers in your house, I would remove all that type of content because they're recording every conversation that you're having. You may be having a conversation on the phone. You may be having a conversation, someone comes to your door that you may not know, or someone that done popped up at your house up out of the blue. They're recording every conversation. And with that being said, as well as your cell phone doing that too, they use that for their benefit to put you at a disadvantage, to keep you essentially on the hamster wheel. We don't want any of that going towards this new decade because you figure they're pulling out more of the stops. And like I spoke on in earlier live streams about the movie 2001 Space Odyssey, I go back and look at the technology that they had in the wings back then, and you figured 1968, 50 years ago, where they had iPads, and they said that's science fiction, but we have that now, where essentially they had facial recognition, which you see on if you have an Apple phone, if you have a Snapchat account, all those particular technologies are used. It seems like it's for your benefit and it seems like it's for fun and pleasure, but it's essentially making you unescapable to their data collection, your information. When you hear data, that means your information. Don't ever forget that either. But you see it already going on in China. They have facial recognition. Well, you don't even have to purchase with money. You know, as long as your face is cataloged within the facial recognition technology, you'll be able to get on light rails and catch flights. Well, you think about it, they're slowly rolling it out here. I mean, we got it running in the shadows, but they're slowly rolling it out here. If I mean, don't believe me, I mean, after you get off of this, go and check where they're making it more convenient for you to get through airports if you just start using facial recognition. So basically they're mapping your face, keeping it in a data storage, your information storage center to use to whatever they want to use it for. And figure they're constantly rewriting laws. So like right now they may not make sense, like, oh well, that hasn't happened, who cares about that law? But once new people take office, new senators or Congress people take office and start enacting some of these laws, then you're like, wait a minute, now this is making sense. They did it where it seemed like it didn't make sense, but really they were playing the long game. So who's all out there? I mean, it's showing so many people right now, but who's all there to have some interaction with? I appreciate the people that actually did hit the thumbs up on this one. I like to know, because when I do live streams, it's about interaction. I don't do the me just talking like I'm some type of dictator. It's no dictatorship going on around here. So I need interaction to keep going. I don't want to seem like I'm the preacher, on Sunday. You got to listen to me. You're to my congregation. No, it ain't none of that. So let's get some interaction going. What have you seen around your world? You said long time listener, just working. Okay, that's respectable, and that's one person. Now who's the other three? It's so crazy. Like I say, I always do these live streams, and the own platform makes this apparent. You have to have 1,000 subscribers to even do a live stream. There's some people that can't even do live streams because they don't even got 1,000 subscribers. But I got more than 1,000 subscribers, but they're only allotting a certain amount. I want to say the amount that they spread it on is maybe if 3%. So I do have my regulars that will probably come in and check in on the replay, but they do not send out notifications, and that's a part of artificial intelligence. It's here. It's not, okay, this is science fiction. It's actually here. If you go and watch that movie 2001 Space Odyssey, I keep referencing it because there's so many things that ring true today in that movie from 50 years ago. Essentially they had artificial intelligence that the programmers, you might as well say the industrial military complex, programmed it for the people on an exploration into space, for the people to be under the order of the artificial intelligence. They knew this for them going out, before them exploring, or what should we say, because you figure they had explorers back in the day that went to other lands and took people's resources and things like that. Well, this is set in a more futuristic aspect, and that aspect is to dominate your mental space. The war is within your consciousness. It's a war on essentially getting you to bow down and act a certain way that they feel accordingly. Just like I was speaking on, like, small things you see within your neighborhood, like far as like housing projects. A lot of housing projects are not, they updated them for the 21st century that we're in. If you go through any updated housing project, just notice how every one of them, like, if you're old enough to think back where any type of projects, people will kind of hang out and chill and be out on stoops and things like that. Well, now in the updated version, they did a small thing like removing screen doors. Now you figure, well, so what does that mean, Rick? They remove screen doors. Well, if you design the whole complex where none of them have screen doors, that means you can't have your door open because we don't want bugs in our humble abode. So that means usually probably most of them housing projects got bylaws and things like that. You can't hang out on the stoop. Well, that's another detour from you hanging out, because you figure if you're hanging out on the stoop, you got the screen door open, you can yell back and forth to people inside like, hey, whatchamacallit, don't pull it up, or whatever and whatnot. But they don't erase that. They don't want people to actually interact and communicate unless you have a cell phone where they can track the conversation, they can track where you're at and what's really going on. So when they talk about, we didn't know this was going on, no, they know all this. It's called data collection, your information. They know everything that's about to go down or could be going down, and who knows if they're not behind instigating certain situations. Okay, you said the sad thing is people are complacent and don't even know it. Yes, and that's why I said you got to become more uncomfortable with what is when you become comfortable, that's when you essentially stop learning. You don't want to stop learning. You want to keep growing and learning things that I don't think I should be versed in this. You should be versed in everything that you're unaware of, even if it's a little toddler step towards it. You want to become how should I say, you don't want to be in the dark about things. And to me, if you're blatantly like, I'm not going to learn that. Some people are so messed up from the indoctrination of being in certain schools where they're professing certain things. It seems like when you hear about learning, it's like, that ain't to my benefit. No, you want to learn towards your benefit, not theirs. Something that will, like I said, keep them in the red and you in the black. And when I say that, is a business term where your books, your money, your monetary means, your capital, you're keeping it. They're less likely to get it. That's what it's about. And increasing your wealth of knowledge. You want to have your wealth of knowledge highly in the black. Theirs totally in the red. So that means you pick up a cloak for your cell phone when you go and move around about the city. Do that. So we're 12 minutes in. We done had one person interacting. The other three, if you don't respond, I'm guess I'm going out at 15. So let yourself be known. It's easy. You're easily listening. You can easily type something within the chat like, "What's up, Rick? I'm here." Simple as that. But if not, that makes me kind of think you're an agent of some type. Like, oh, look what he's professing. Matter of fact, I always get upset when I hear, certain people that kind of do what I do on interviewing people. And I'll say it like this. The next time you watch any person that interviews someone and they're interviewing someone that you respect or you may be intrigued about, when they start asking questions, essentially playing to narratives that are totally been debunked and are totally hearsay, that means they want you to buy into this propaganda that they want certain segments of the population to think like, because they say, oh, well, he said this, and then the person answered like that. No, this person, I don't even say, some people are like, oh, that's law enforcement. They're law enforcement. No, they're above that. I think they're a CIA agent, because CIA agents are plainclothes people. They could be radio personality. They could be newscasters. They could be all this. Matter of fact, like I said, I know personally, person that works for Fox, they done put me on to these type of people. So I already know they operating in everyday type of fields that you think that, oh no, they're just a regular everyday Joe. No, they're them people. They're infiltrators. Texas is chiming in. What's going on, Leo? That's what's up. So, okay, so I'll say Leo and Miss Smith is up in here. So we got two people, but who's the other three? But I guess they got to listen. They figure, like, what kind of angle can we come at? We already tried to come at Reek and try to see if he would read from a script and things like that. I don't read from no scripts. I don't send out no misinformation. Everything that I'm saying can be back to, like, okay, Reek said this. Let me go look up this. Oh, let me see if he was telling the truth about this. Oh, he is. But see, when you put out that misinformation, it's like it almost sends you towards a bunch of gossip. And of course, there's a lot of gossip out there, but we're talking about actual factual facts that's backed. Like I said, I don't rock with none of that. I don't rock with no script. So when you see people really doing numbers, I think about it like this: anybody that's really promoted and highly rated on TV, but they're really not saying nothing, or really on these social media platforms, they're leading for a reason. The people that want people stuck on stupid want people to watch people like that. So when you see people doing numbers out of this world, and they're not really adding no value within the conversation, that lets you know they work for them people. They read from that particular script that I'm speaking of. And like I said, I don't even know which video it was, but I did a video where I showed the log of this entity interacting with me, saying, "Oh yeah, we could have your channel do it numbers, and you'll have a mass following. You just got to read from a script like you're a worker." No, I'm not no worker. I do this for me, just doing it from the strength. And anything that I felt that was leading towards misinformation, I eliminated it from my channel. So whatever you see that's on my channel, whatever different series that I may do, is all from the strength of truth. Everything that I feel that was untruthful or unnecessary, it has been eliminated, and I apologize for having anything such as that on my particular platform. So, Miss Smith, do you have anything to say? Leo, okay, you said some are comfortable in their slumber. To educate thyself seems too great a task for many. That's why it's important to keep platforms like this one relevant, like amongst likes. Most definitely. Thank you for that that interpretation, that thought. Think about it like this. I spoke within where I post my in a community page where I usually post my affirmations about Real Blacks YouTube channel being removed. And we all know Real Blacks, I know a lot of times some people don't pay attention to channel names, but Real Black is the one that had most of the updated interviews with the late great Dick Gregory. When he was like, "You fool!" All those particular videos, were deleted. Like, his channel got terminated. All that wealth of information gone. It wasn't just Dick Gregory. He had other things and different aspects of analysis of certain films, black films, melanated films, all gone. All for the reason because I want to say he got a strike from, I think he must have posted something from OWN TV. And with him posting that on OWN TV, he got a flag to knock his whole channel down. Not like, okay, this particular video, you're going to lose certain operations from, doing things. And they knocked his whole channel down. So essentially they're saying, you know what? This is an excuse to knock down all the information of the late great Dick Gregory was imparting to the people. That's how much is needed to search out different channels, different information. You may become uncomfortable. Matter of fact, you just came in here, Dre Chili. Go to Dre Chili's channel. Get versed in what he's saying. He's saying some things that, can put some wealth on your mind. So if you're scrolling through this particular live, you're scrolling through this replay, you see the icon that says Dre Chili, go and seek him out and subscribe to his channel. He's imparting wisdom just like the late great Dick Gregory. I say it like that in a different fashion, in a different form. Most definitely. Now, I don't want to act like I ain't reading y'all's comments. Let me see. Say, Dre, what's up, Rick? Bro, had to step away for a minute. Been here listening with you, though. Okay, that's what's up. Okay, Leo, you said there's definitely instigating and agitating going on for sure. And most definitely, a lot of these times when you hear the instigating, a lot of the times these are bots. That's why I say artificial intelligence is alive and well. It's not no actual person. They pick pictures or generated pictures and put them up on here. You can tell by the way that they interact with people. They come off robotic. You know, I had one when the infamous Lisa Smith was, you know, doing a live on this particular platform, and the bot that they try to pass off like a person, they kept saying things to try to trigger, because they figure, you know, us black folks are able to be triggered and go off message and things like that. No, I was saying a whole bunch of, you know, things that if it was a real live, you know, a human being, they couldn't have kept professing what I was saying. I was saying some things the most damaging, talking about all parts of their family members and what foul parts they done came from. But they didn't respond to that. They just kept trying to send triggers out to throw off the message. So with that being said, you gotta watch for that too. It's enough that I know where I done been in other people's lives that may talk about certain things that they don't like, and they send those same people, or not same people, same bots to say the same things, just, you know, more what's the word I'm looking for, to trigger them on whatever they're speaking on. So it's like whatever you're putting out, they're gonna pull out the things that you may feel a certain way about, and they're gonna speak disparagingly about it. So when you see that, just automatically just block them up out of there and be like, you know what, I don't got time for these bots. You know, these bots are sent by these platforms that they act like they don't know what's going on. You know everything that's going on. So you just want to be able to have reason to pull down, you know, melanated people's content that's not, you know, sticking to y'all's narrative. But let me keep going. You said he said a copyright infringement issue, but which is funny because everyone else gets to use whole fair use sections of the Copyright Act. Right. So it has to be about what the whole of this content is. You know, that was original content with the late great Dick Gregory. Like I said, before he passed, I was trying to reach out to have him on my platform with me and Professor Ken, you know. But, you know, we didn't get to work out the essentials before, you know, that brother passed. We did a you know, a short little video talking about that. That'd have been great, the type of questions we could have asked him. But, you know, you figure, oh, we got a wealth with Real Black. He got, you know, all the content up there, and it speaks volumes to different situations that done happen and is ongoingly going on, you know. Matter of fact, he spoke to what I'm talking about with these algorithms and artificial intelligence. He said, I think they discovered something that is beyond them. That's why we have to, you know, essentially start leveling up the way we think about things, you know. I think they don't want people to discover that, be it now, be it later. So that copyright infringement thing, that was just an excuse to, you know, not, oh, he got this information. Yeah, we could just give him you know, take away his monetization or however way. They could have did other things. They didn't do that. They knocked the whole channel down because that's an excuse to get rid of that content. Now, if he has it back, hopefully he has it backed up and he could put it somewhere else, you know. Let me see. You said thanks, we appreciate that. Yeah. Leo said cloaking tools that they can use. Most definitely. They got all kind of different tools that they can use. Matter of fact, I seen it simple. I posted the Lions Den last night. When I posted that, me as too cool to count, I can't even comment within the chat on the premiere. My family that runs my backup page couldn't comment. So that means it's like, okay, I had everything checked right. It's not like, oh, Rick, you forgot to check where you can comment. And no, that ain't the case. That was checked. Everything was checked right. They do that because they don't want, they seen that title and like, what's that mean? What is he talking about? Well, you know what? Just to be on the safe side, let's act like it's an error and make it where he can't, you know, converse between the people. And that video wasn't even that long. I could see it was maybe an hour or something. It was probably less than 5 minutes or something like that. But they have these tools to do that, to try to throw people off the message. So as much as possible, I try to, keep throwing up content revealing certain things that they try to do, so people can see and look out for this type of stuff. Like, Rick ain't just tripping. I just seen it with my own eyes. Like I said, you ain't got to take my word for it. Go seek it out. Now let's see. You said I got my cloaking device on eBay. Yep, most definitely. And you can get them on eBay. For your cell phone, you could get them on Amazon. You throw your cell phone in there and knocks out the signal. It cannot be tracked. Matter of fact, as soon as you pull it back up out the pouch, it's like all the bars for, wherever you're at, they go up like it's been out of service, because that airplane mode, that it still works. Your phone still works. It just try to makes it seem like it doesn't work. It still works. So throw it in. And if you feel like, well, Rick, I don't even feel like buying a tracking a cloak or whatever, go to the little dollar store around your way, get a little what is it, aluminum foil sheets. You can wrap it so many times in that, and that'll kill the signal off too. A lot of people don't know that, but it will. Let me see. Okay, he said, Dre said they knocked that brother's channel down because of our brother Dick Gregory. Indeed. Same reason why they won't verify Judge Brown on Twitter. Most definitely. Run his show on the syndicate channels. Most definitely. And you see, I done spoke with Judge Joe Brown. He kind of broke into, he was making so much money and he did stop wanting to play into their narrative, and that wasn't beneficial to them. They want us stuck on stupid on this minstrel show, and he wasn't with it. He's like, he was doing numbers more than the same producers that produce Judge Judy and Judge Mathis and things like that. And speaking of Judge Mathis, I done reached out to that brother. Brothers that's supposed to be like, oh, I'm for the people and all this. I done reached out to him. Nothing. Now I understand people get busy, but it's different platforms where they're active all the time. I know you see my comment. Now I could respect when you're like, no, I can't do it. That's respectable. But when you blatantly ignore it, that means to me you're still playing for a system that really is not for brothers. So I don't respect that. Okay, you said they don't want the truth out there, period. And in regards to what you said about the artificial intelligence, most DMVs are already using it. Most definitely. You figure because, get your picture. Okay, we already got your face locked in at the DMV. I mean, yeah, you're getting it took for, your ID or your license or whatnot. And just think, and even, I want to say certain license, you won't even be able to board a license if you ain't got a certain license. I want to say it's that real ID. But to circumvent that, you can actually, it's still tracking, but you don't have to carry that around with you all the. You could go get a passport, spend that $100 something dollars, go get a passport, Then you don't have to have that kind of ID that got that chip that's tracking. Matter of fact, think about it like this. If your ID got that tracking chip that transmits where you at, you could throw that in a whole bunch of aluminum foil and knock off the signal for that as well. If you don't feel like spending that money for a passport. But I think it's initial that everybody have a passport. You should at least do that. You spend money if you're in the weed smoke, if you're in the heavy drinking every now and if you're in the going to the strip club or whatever. Hey, you got the money, go spend that on getting a passport. Put yourself in a better position that way, at least. Yeah, you said real ID goes into full effect on October 2020. Otherwise, you can't fly. Most definitely. That's why I say go get a passport. You can still have the basic. You're able to have the basic license. They're not saying that. You just can't board no plane. But if you have a passport, you can use that. So do it that way. You may have to spend more money, but yeah, get that passport. You said exactly, real talk. At least say no, I can't do it, but simply ignore it is whack. Most definitely. Budget in. You budget in for everything else. Like, man, I'm about to go to the strip club. I'm about to trick off with the new big booty broad that done hit the stage. No, go ahead, set aside some dollars. You know what? If find, you know, a little local spot in my area, set up that appointment, get that passport, make that happen. Do that. That is important. You know, that's, you know, like I said, research it. If you ain't believing me, research everything that, you know, is being said within this particular chat. You see what Dre Chili is on and what he's putting up there. Go to his channel, subscribe to it. He puts you up on this same type of information that he's imparting a little bit, because, you know, you only can say so much within these chats. But if you're really, hey, if you really rock with my channel, you rock with Dre Chili's. You know, he's putting you up on game, on intelligence, something that carry you on along within life, not just within today's time. You know, further out into the future, hopefully, you know, your offspring, you know, will be able to be enlightened from the same conversation that we're having right now. So, let me see. He said, right, I just was about to tell people get a passport. But see, unfortunately, a lot of people can't get one due to the likes of child support cases and probation. So it's a trap to keep people locked in. I didn't know about that. Now, that's something I didn't know about, that you couldn't get a passport for that. Well, I guess they don't want you to, you know, get a passport and jump on a plane and, you know, shake being able to, you know, be a debt slave to them. So yeah, I guess they may put the blocks on that. And you figure, well, you think that R. Kelly case, oh, you're back on child support, we gotta take your passport. A lot of people don't look at that part when they said that. Like, oh, they're just thinking he might flee. No, they say he owed child support, so they say. So that's the way where he can't, you know, leave the borders of the U.S. to and be like, you know what, fuck y'all, I don't have to do any of that. I'm wealthy, I can make music wherever I'm at. Whether you figure, we in a global kind of economy, so a global state, so, you know, they got turncoats in wherever he may go to. It depends on, you know, who's abiding by, you know, extradition and things like that. That's another thing people need to research in. I guess if you're a real big person, you know, because you can go to a certain spot and they'll be like, you know what, we want him, bring him back over here, and they'll just, you know, send you back like a bag check. So you gotta look at it like that too. Also, this is another thing I like to, I don't know what your opinion is on this, Dre, but I went to purchase some liquor from, you know, we all got those posh spirit outlets that sell liquor. You know, they call them spirits when they're more posh. But, you know, I went to purchase and they're like, oh, you need to see your ID. Okay. Oh, we need to scan your ID. No, you said you need to see my ID. I don't get my ID scanned for shit. Well, it's just to let us know that it's not fake. No, you can look at it and see if it's fake or not. If it's fake, then that means you just say, oh, I feel this is fake, so I can't sell to you. But no, they want to database you. A lot of people know, oh, how's a database? We just keep the information. No, you can look at my information. You, as the person that is the clerk, you can, but you're not gonna put it into a system. I don't know where that's going. I don't know. Okay, we sold him this alcohol. Well, maybe he's more likely to be a drunk driver now. You know, he comes from this area. I don't know what they're using that information for, so I ain't scanning it. So I advise anybody, when you're going to any liquor store and they try to, you know, let me see your ID. No, you can see it, but you're not scanning shit. Now, if I can't make the purchase from there, oh well, I guess that means you lose out on a sale. But I'm not going for that, because it's nothing displayed within this liquor store / spirits store saying that I'm supposed to have my stuff scanned. You say provide my identification, and I did that, but it's not getting scanned into a database, my information. With all this hacking and all that, no, I'm good. You said, oh, hell no, dude was up to something. Ain't no scanning now. Some stores, legit big box retailers have red lights, but no damn liquor store. Most definitely. And I noticed this, you know, they try to, this is, we're just following, I'm just doing my job. Fuck that. It doesn't say anything about that. So don't bow down to that. Hey, if you can't get it from there, oh well, I guess you lost out on a sale. You just look at it like that. I lost out on a sale. I know where I can't go. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell people not to go there. Right. And what's so crazy, I was reading a feed where they said they run that on you to try to, convince you, but you can still carry out the sale. Like, oh, okay, well, long as we've seen it. No, you want to meet in the database. You're like, look, because think about it, like I was saying, when more laws come online, that could be used against you. Okay, say, for like insurance purposes, say, health insurance purposes. Well, it shows that he buys a lot of alcohol. Well, we might have to raise his rates because of that. Because see, it shows, he went here on this date and then he went here on that date. Because figure, they're already doing this over in China already. That factors into what rates they pay when it comes to life insurance, or not so well, yeah, life insurance, health insurance, car insurance. That factors in. That's a way where they profit from that simple little scan. When future laws get enacted, you're like, why is my race like this? Well, maybe you do drink a lot. Maybe you do buy a lot of liquor for someone else. It may not even be you. You're buying liquor for your girl, or you got a little small little place that you go buy the liquor for, and that's counting against you. But people don't look at that. They're like, oh no, it's something simple. No, they want you to think it's something simple to raise your race, so you're making someone that you're not seeing on that date wealthy. No, like I said, I ain't about making nobody wealthy. That ain't none of my people. Now, if I really rock with you, yeah, I'm gonna direct you to them. Like, hey, go to them. It's gonna be money well spent. It's gonna be intelligence that you need to add to your intelligent gathering roles. You may not be enacting it right now, but something will come up where you be like, you know what? I did hear about this. You know what? I'm seeing this shit right now. With not going along with the program is you exercising that intelligence. Or, like I said, search out everything that's being said on here and said within the chat. That's what it's about. So let me relook. Okay, so we got Dre. We got Leo. We got Miss Smith. So I think it's just one person that ain't said anything, but I guess we're gonna always have one agent that is just kind of kickback. But you figure they already YouTube is already like a stenographer, because you figure you could throw the closed caption on it, and they can identify your English if it's not too much Ebonics. You can see every word that I'm speaking on the screen. So. But I guess they need the old-fashioned, person that's, dictating, like, he done said this and he done said that. What's he talking about? He's trying to wake melanated people up. They're already waking up. We need some more of the ones that make them go to sleep. No. We passed that. I already see those types that, like I said, you can tell. They're talking about a bunch of nothing, talking about a bunch of shit that is, it's convenient and it seems slick and all that kind of. No, we don't need. We got too much of that already. It's too much of that already. We need some areas and some dialogue that that's not commonly spoken upon. That's what we need. You said, notice how Congress got that $1 trillion passed in the dark of the night, yet headlines talk impeachment. All parties playing the people. Most definitely. And a lot of people, another thing, when they were talking that impeachment, they passed, or I won't say passed, they renewed the Patriot Act. A lot of people don't know that. They renewed that. And, the Patriot Act is essentially, it's not for your benefit. I'll say it like that. It's to look for terrorists. Really? All this technology, you figure the NSA tracks every phone call, this right now. They're tracking that right now, everything. So you can't tell me, and they've been doing this since like World War II. So let's just step it back. We didn't know what happened with Biggie and Pac. Everything with all of them type of things that done happen in the U.S. and abroad. So I don't want to hear none of that, what you're trying to tell me, because it's a bunch of bullshit. You've been listening to people since World War II. That's quite some time. A lot of things done happen within the U.S. since that time. So the technology has advanced. You figure we had hidden technology back then. So who knows what type of technology we have right now, that the people don't really know about. But yeah, I want to say it. I think the next time that they are to vote, if it's to be reenacted, is either March or May. I know it starts with an M. I don't know if it's March or May of 2020. So be looking out for that, because it'll probably be something coming. Oh, and this is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen. And what's so crazy? I be hearing about this impeachment and all this. And, oh, impeach Trump. Well, what happens when the Trump's impeached? That means Pence becomes the president, and he's essentially worse than Trump. Oh, we got to get Pence out of there. Well, if he's out, then it's Ryan. So what are you talking about? You just gotta be more diligent in certain things you need to verse yourself within. Don't get caught up in that political theater, because that's all it is. It's to trigger you. He done said this. It's making me mad. No, fuck those triggers. They've been having these triggers. This is just a new age trigger. Before it was George W. Bush trigger. Then it was Obama trigger. And then it was Bill Clinton trigger. None of these people was for us. Like, why do I want to vote for someone to be my ruler? Why? That don't even make sense. That's like voting for the dog catcher, or voting for the sheriff that's gonna follow these orders, or police chief that's gonna follow things that ain't for your benefit. No, I ain't with none of that. Yeah, you say, yeah, they can literally take people to black sites for no reason by claiming you are a domestic terrorist. Shaking my head. The 2020s hopefully can be the Enlightenment age on steroids. Most definitely. That's why I think they're switching around these platforms so much, because, like, man, they've been conversing. People been getting versed in certain intelligence that we don't want them versed in. That's why on certain platforms on YouTube, it'll say, oh, well, this channel is supported by this country, or they're speaking about this, so we'll put up a little icon to go to Wikipedia to get the real information. No, that's not the real information. Don't tell me that. You don't want people listening to the alternative information. You're giving me misinformation. I don't want we got too much misinformation. I want alternative information that I can actually go and see what's been going on that you're not talking about. Because what you're not talking about, you don't want the people to know. Now, everything you put up in the public sphere, that shit I shouldn't even be knowing about. Like, you figure, think about it, we be on these social platforms, and I don't know if anybody noticed, but like a lot of feeds, like if you're on Twitter or if you're on Facebook, it'll be a lot of advertisement, like a lot. Like, you'll scroll through the feed and it's, oh, this company, oh, this company. I block all that shit. As soon as I see that, it's blocked. It ain't no mute, it's blocked. I don't need to, if you're marketing towards me, if you can't market my own whatever I'm saying, or whatever the people that I'm trying to view, if you can't do that, when I see that come up and promote it, whatever, that's automatically blocked. So I can never see that bullshit again. Whatever I need to know, I'll seek it out. I don't need it plastered so many times I'm going through a feed and all this. No, that ain't what's up. Okay, you said, yo, Rick, can we do a part 2 to this topic later on tonight? I gotta run. Okay, yeah, well, we can make that happen. I'll do a part 2. Yeah. Hopefully, it'll be around the time that you can come on or whatever. I don't know what time you're thinking, but we can do a part 2. Hopefully more people comment. This is a serious subject, most definitely. And hopefully people comment within the replay. After I'm actually done with this, you can actually add to it within the comment section, if they let you. Because sometimes, You made a comment, I don't see it. That's because them algorithms, artificial intelligence is blocking it. Oh no, they done said this. Wait a minute. They done said that. Let's block that. Let's act like, his channel ain't really doing nothing. I done got well over 2 million something views on my channel. Well over that. Even counting the things that they took down that I couldn't have. So my channel's been out there for some time now. But like I said, I won't bite the fucking the poisonous apple to the bullshit. I'm not doing the sleeping beauty shit. I'm not with that. I'm with waking people up. Continue. You got an inkling, oh, Rick, this don't happen. You know what? That means you're waking up. That means keep seeking out the information that you need to seek out. I applaud that. All that going to sleep ass bullshit, I'm good on that. We have too much of that. I don't even call that shit entertainment. That shit's fucking ambient. I don't fuck with no sleeping pills. But with that being said, we done had a good topic. Like Dre Chili said, hey, hopefully come on later tonight and we can speak on this, a part 2 of, becoming more knowledgeable. Be looking out for it. For those that rock with me, hopefully you can get in on that one. You might be a little busy. We about to roll into the new year real soon. New decade, new things we gotta be about business about. But catch me later as usual. I'm up.